let me tell you something. Brian Manzella, Michael Jacobs, E.A. Tischer, Mike Adams, Terry Rolls. I mean, we can go on and on and on and on about guys, you know, uh, that are going down these holes of Dr. Kwan and doing some stuff that is absolutely next level stuff. But you've got to be careful that when you're talking about these certain things that are so minute, and you're talking to Mrs. Haverkamp, who's a 40 handicapper, uh, sometimes you got to work around her limitations, and
Mhm.
sometimes when you start mentioning big words and things like this, um she doesn't even know what side of the club to hold sometimes.
No, right over her head. And the thing that I explained to you, there's a golfers college here called Professional Golfers Career College, and when the market really hit the skids 15 years ago, I was, I guess, they call it a professor. I'm not a professor. I'm just kind of helping out and helping these young people learn. And one of the classes was teaching application. So the first class of and it's like 10 weeks. It's kind of staged like a college. Um, and so the first class is in the classroom, and then you got 8 weeks out at the golf course where they give lessons for free. Anybody in the area can come take lessons
Oh,
for
that's
free. And
cool.
then I would watch them teach and then help them or critique them or what have you. And it was that was kind of the beginning, I think, of some of this technology and linguistic stuff that people are using. And I said, you got to be very careful because if Mrs. Camp comes to see you and you say, you're the expert. Whether she knows you're a novice teacher or she knows you're in the top 100, she is looking at you at the expert. No matter what you say, and you say, "Do you understand that?" She's going to say yes or nod her head up and down, whether it sinks in or not. So, as a coach or teacher, you're going to have to extract from her body movements, facial expressions, long list, how she's moving, her reactions, et cetera, et
Mhm.
cetera. Did she grasp what you said? And not in your own head, did she grasp it? How do you need to change it? Because you've only got so much time with them. And how many times have coaches, young coaches in particular, said, "Well, I had them hitting it great on the range, and then they can even hit it for a few holes, but their handicap's actually gone up a stroke or two." And that's I think you have to go through that learning curve, or hopefully they don't. They've got someone like you to say, "Hey, I think if you worked on this,
Right.
maybe look at it this way, that you might not fall into that category because it's not just numbers here. It's not paint by numbers. That's
No,
what I used to tell people. The Mona
no,
Lisa was never painted by numbers. You could paint her by numbers, but it would never be
it would
the
never
the
be the same.
beautiful thing that's the same. Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
and it is. It's the art and science. It is the art and science of instruction, and you cannot have one without the other. We've already figured out that when we didn't understand the body and the club and the forces and the motions and the torques and all that stuff, we understand that we couldn't go that way. We couldn't go with all the fluff because it didn't work. And then now we've got all this information. You don't have to tell everybody everything. You still
Mhm.
need some of that you still need some fluff. You know what I mean? I'm not telling you to make stuff up. I'm not saying to do whatever, but it's art and it's science. There's a little bit of art, there's a little bit of science. And I've said this one time, I'll say it a million times. At the end of the day, they're still gonna eat steak, their wife's still gonna love them, and they're still gonna go to the country club the next day. We are not solving the world's issues here. I mean, so, while I am all for improving yourself and understanding, trying to get better and this and that, at the end of the day, don't forget, we're expendable, we're replaceable. Let me
Mhm.
tell you what, they fire me tomorrow, they'll bring in somebody else in, and those members won't care one way or the other. So if you think you're more important than because you do this or you teach that or you're this, that, and the other, you're not. You just need to understand that this is a people in people game, and it's an experience. If you can give them a good experience, yes, you want to have some knowledge behind it, but if you can give them a good experience with some knowledge, and they come away happy, and they come away with a better uh, disposition on whatever it is that you help them with, you know what? You've won, and you've created, and you're a good teacher. You don't need an accolade behind your name to say that you're a good teacher, because we know that there's a million people that should be on the list that are not on the list. There's some people that are on the list that shouldn't be on the list. And there's people that have never even heard about the list that should be on it. You know what I mean? Whatever. But the bottom line is that there's the opportunity to learn, and we have a great environment with Facebook and Instagram and all the other things that I don't know about, but all the other social media stuff. There's an opportunity to learn. just don't think there's only one way, and paint yourself in a corner without looking at everything out there. And then if you look at everything out there and you decide this is the way you want to be and this is the only thing you want to teach, I'm fine with that. But I want you to experience everything under the sun before you decide that going one direction is where you want to go.